In order to do some proactive actions on the filters or with the data, you might set up in monitoring center alerts. The alerts are there to tell you that something has been out of spec what you want. So generally what you want is whenever you're creating an alert, you will say, you just give it some name, you set up a profile, which is this one related to, you can specify additional filter. So for instance, you could see, I don't know, port protocols, again, anything which might you find valuable. So in the past, I remember this could be used as well to trigger, for instance, whenever there was in a Samba traffic something with extension Locky to trigger on detection of Locky ransomware, unless when you didn't have ADS. And then you say which channels as well, and which conditions. So either it's total flows, packets, bytes, flows, packets per second, or that retransmission or some of the NPM metrics is off. So either bigger, lower, or outside, and then you can say an absolute value baseline or some average value per some time, and then you can set in percentage or like standard values. This condition, there could be multiple, so you can join them together, as well as you can say condition based on individual top 1 statistics. So you can see if there is a single one IP address which has more than number of flows than something, then I want to know. This could be used, for instance, when you are trying to detect the DDoS time. And then as for the triggering, you say, okay, I want to trigger each time or only once. So it will tell you that the situation has happened and it won't happen ever again, or only once while the condition is true, because these values are evaluated every 5 minutes. If you say each time, it will every 5 minutes as long as the conditions which you set on top are true, you will receive an email with or action which you choose. So generally, I find the most valuable only once while the condition is valid. So that time you get the information about the problem once, and then it will not appear unless it will disappear the problem. And then you can also say, because by default, right, as I said, it's evaluated every 5 minutes. So if you want to say it has to be like this at least for 10 minutes, so you can say after 2 times the condition is true, and you might also want to block it for some time so it won't trigger again right away. And then as for the actions, this is pretty much common in the whole system. So you can always say, send an email to specific destination, run a custom script. So here, in this case, you can do any action which you can script. So integrated with, I don't know, some firewall to block the traffic, or integrated with some let's say Splunk system or something where you will send details about this event, so it can be then investigated by some network team or someone, send a syslog message as well, or send SNMP trap to specific target group. So that will give you ability really to run. You can see whenever we run script, you can save and test the script to make sure it's working. This script needs to be, however, in a bash. You can see that in details in the user guide how it can be used. And if we have a look on the details of one of these alerts we have here, so what it will do, it will actually create for you a chart where you see that the condition where it's bits per second must be above 10 million. You can see it's not true because we in 5 minutes have 20K. And the traffic is also okay, bit per second. So you can see that the values are generally lower in the time, and you can switch it between those times here as well. So you can see all these times how the average value goes. And that's pretty much it for the alert.